little hole there and wear it as a chain. And now let's look at another one. Looks like this. Our two opposing dimensions. This is the dimension of the all positive. And this is the dimension of duality, or the opposite of that all positive. This point here is now, but this is kind of awkward to wear as a chain around your neck, so let's squish them together, and what you're going to get is something that looks more like that. You see? An all positive awareness existing in a second element material body. And you can easily put that on a chain and wear it around your neck. This entire dimension, being based on the negative, can easily be interpreted as Satan's realm. Okay, let's talk about Lucifer. Now, Lucifer, Luce, is light, right? So whenever you hear of like the messengers of light, even though you might think it sounds good, really they're talking about Luciferian concept. It is a point of view that keeps you completely distracted from what is the essential goal of your first element being of awareness. Get out! Boom. Lucifer gets kicked out of heaven and he falls to earth. And folks who maintain that point of view, remember, they're looking at the world this way, from the negative side first, which gives you that plus negative view of duality, the material. Separate, 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 with a higher power outside. That is also separate, separate, separate. So basically what has happened, and the situation we find ourselves in now, is that way too many people have fallen into this point of view, which, as we know, empowers a duality-based perception of ultimate reality, right? And we have gotten away from an awareness of our true nature, our elemental nature, that of a first element being in a second element material realm. And what this has done is set humanity up for a major upset. We have a responsibility, both individually and collectively, to not only this planet, but to this universe. And what is that obligation? The obligation is to come to awareness of your true self, of your true nature, and live as long and joy-filled a life as possible in that awareness. So when it comes to issues like world peace, fighting for peace, striving for world peace, remember, peace is just the flip side of war, right? So the more you fight for peace, the more you're fighting to maintain and encourage a peace-war dynamic. So you will never achieve peace if you make peace the goal. Instead, what you need to do, what we need to do, what every single human being needs to do, what we need to do is strive for, fight for, demand, live a life of compassionate humanity. Fight for that. Because when you fight for compassionate humanity, it gives you, the individual, something to do. instead of just saying, oh, I want world peace, and then not knowing what to do to achieve that, you never get it. That's the trick. That's the pop culture trick right there. What we need to do is abandon the goal of world peace and take up the goal of compassionate humanity. When we succeed in doing that, we will have, as a natural byproduct, world peace. You see? Fight for compassionate humanity and achieve the goals of world peace. Basically, this is all you really need to know. And if you can wrap your minds around this simple stuff, namely the fundamental nature of our very being, that as a first element being of awareness in a second element body, you pretty much know the answer. Okay, so once you're able to see yourself for what you truly are, namely a first element being of awareness, existing temporarily in this second element material world, you are free to do two things, and that is love God and love one another as yourself. Sound good? Now, the coolest thing about the OEP, the Organic Enlightenment process, is that it is very, very simple. And most everybody will recognize or feel or sense the truth to these concepts. Okay? And it doesn't matter what religion you are, it doesn't matter what belief system you currently adhere to, because the OEP will clarify questions that you may have about anything, including your own religion. The OEP is a fundamental tool that will help you view this world, this dimension, your life in this world. Okay? And it will help you. And if enough people can get on board and start recognizing the true nature of reality and start living lives in alignment with this awareness of our true and fundamental nature, then we will, as a byproduct of that awareness, achieve what I hope is the goal of most people, and that is a peaceful world where human life, all human life is sacred, where we do indeed love one another as we love ourselves, and wouldn't that be a nice thing? What we need to come to an understanding of is the journey of awareness. Once you understand that your awareness, though here now, is actually on a journey that will take it far, 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 far beyond this particular material dimension. How do we move beyond this material dimension? Simply by coming to awareness, while in these bodies, of our true nature, that of a all-positive first element being of awareness bound in a second element material dimension. Once we recognize that that is what we are, we can then live a long and joy-filled life in that awareness, and then when the time comes to move on, we do. And believe you me, the best is yet to come.